I can't see a show where we won't be announcing new first-party games. There's just so much in development.
There he is, head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, speaking at this year's X019 in London. Now, of course, I'll let that interview play out in its entirety here in a moment, but of course, we've got to cover all of the latest and greatest information when it comes to X019. What went down, what went up, what was sideways, what went right, and really what went left. Now, the first thing I want to say is that everybody is allowed to have their own opinion. That's you, even you in the back with the coloring book, all right? Everybody can have their own opinion. That's perfectly fine. Maybe you liked it, maybe I didn't, maybe I liked it, maybe you didn't. Let me know why in the comments. Maybe we can talk about it. So yeah, I just wanted to preface the video with that, disarm some of the atomic bombs out there, and of course, give a big, massive shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hey, I've got to give a massive shout out to today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. With almost 15 million downloads in the past 6 months, this game is absolutely huge. It is a turn-based RPG for the mobile platform done right. Now, just to give a bit more detail, it is a Hero Collection turn-based game with over 400 champions. You can collect and customize each of these. But what else can you do in Raid? Well, for one, it's one of the few games on mobile that actually features a fully storied and voiced campaign. This features 13 spectacular locations as well. You can also take it all online and start a clan or participate in the PvP arena. On top of all of that, there are weekly tournaments where you can fight in the arena, run special dungeons, and more. You can even use their new auto battle mode to spend more time doing what you want to do and less time grinding. There are millions of possibilities in this game, and the best part is it's absolutely free. As big as the game is, it's growing insanely fast. They just released a roadmap. They plan on updating this over the coming months with new clans, bosses, and more. So what are you waiting on? Click the links down below to download today, and as a part of a new member program, they are actually giving every new member that supports this video 50,000 free silver and an epic champion. Check out just a few champions that I've already unlocked, and feel free to add me at ii_dealer_ii. I'll see you on the battlefield. Alright, shout out to those guys for sponsoring the video. It really helps a lot, and of course all of you guys who support these videos and do what you do absolutely rock. Let's get back into the information. Phil Spencer, X019, he's got a lot to say on the frequency of these types of announcements when it comes to first-party games and more. We'll let this play out. We'll give some more general information about some of the announcements and, of course, some opinion.
Start talking.
Right, well, it's been an amazing celebration of games.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to XO. It's amazing. Thank you.
Talking of XO, what gets you so buzzed for a show like this? Specifically this one. What gets you so excited about doing stuff like this?
Being here with the community of Xbox gamers, people that just love video games, come here to share the love with each other, to get to play the games. It's all about the fans, and I'm just so happy to be here with everyone in London, our biggest event ever in London. It's awesome. So thank you.
It's pretty good. And actually, I wanted to ask you briefly, before the show even started, we were backstage, we saw the news about Ewok as well, coming to Mixer. Is there anything you want to say about that?
Oh, yeah, bringing Ewok to Mixer. If people haven't seen that news, got announced today. We've been adding more and more streamers. Ewok's a really special streamer, and really happy to have her come into the platform. It's just continued growth for Mixer. It's a great community of people watching, people play video games. It's awesome.
Completely agree. Now, we gamers want great games. And today, there was a lot to share from Xbox Game Studios. Should fans get used to this from Xbox Game Studios? Is there even still more to come?
Yeah, where's that other noise coming from?
I don't know where that came from.
Matt, Booty, and the team have been doing great work. It's great to sit here and come and see, 3 new Xbox Game Studios games announced, seeing just much of our first-party work. Frankly, when we look forward and we're looking at the shows to come, I can't see a show where we won't be announcing new first-party games. There's just so much in development, and there's so few shows that I think this should just be something that we should get used to. Seeing new games from our studios doing amazing work.
Really exciting.
And I hear that's what people want. So
yeah,
that's great.
Absolutely. More games. More games. And talking about games, we also had major third-party news on the show today, and it feels like there's a lot of gamers at home and this room have something to be pretty quite happy about, with some major franchises coming to Xbox very soon. But what's the #1 thing that you consider when bringing this third-party content to the platform?
Well, we know our Xbox fans and customers want great third-party games. Getting to open the show today with Star Wars was really special. It was great to see that. But I think people know I've been on the plane from Seattle to Tokyo quite often and doing some work, and it's just amazing to be sitting here at the show talking about Yakuza coming to Xbox, talking about Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 coming to Xbox, all those Final Fantasy games coming to Xbox, all coming to Game Pass. So for people who haven't played those franchises before and want to try them, they'll be in the service. You can try them. I know there's more work I have to do there. I hear the feedback from the fans and the customers about new franchises that they want, franchises that maybe aren't on our platform today. I just want them to know from me that I hear them, we're on it, and we'll continue to do the hard work to bring the games that you want on our platform.
I'm gonna let them cheer at that one. That was a good one. But talking of hard work, we also heard earlier from Kareem about the expansion of Project Xcloud preview program in 2020, with more than 50 games available in preview, new devices support, and new markets in 2020. What else does that mean for gamers?
Yeah, for us, Project Xcloud is always about choice. And like many things this generation, we're building this hand in hand with you. The reason we're in preview is because this technology is something that we're working on, and we want to hear feedback from you about how you feel about playing your Xbox games on other devices. We're not trying to claim we're done. We're not trying to claim that we're getting rid of the devices that you already own. This is about us building a service with our community to allow them to take their Xbox experience to the devices with them on the go. The thing that's really great to see is the partnerships that we have. You know, it's not just us building games, it's third parties coming in. We have over 50 games now in Project Xcloud, which is amazing progress. We're getting good operators, like the telcos are helping us. We have new third-party hardware manufacturers that are building new input devices and stuff. But it can only be done hand in hand with the community. This is something, you know, the done state is multiple years from now, and we're working on this with the community so that.
So what you want essentially is people just to tweet you constantly, like, I love
getting tweets from people, especially the nice ones.
Yeah, especially the nice ones. Hear, hear.
They're all nice, right?
We are nearly at the end of the show, but there is still one pretty big game we haven't talked about yet, and I hear that you are particularly jazzed about this one as well.
Yeah, you know, one of the things as Matt and I were working through the studio acquisition map, and there were two studios that I was really excited about, as was he. One is obviously Obsidian, and we saw Grounded here today. I'm spending a ton of hours in the Outer Worlds right now, not done yet, level 22, but getting close.
Oh, come on.
But I just love the fact that we can bring great RPGs to our platform. I think we've missed that as a first party this generation. So when we had the opportunity to work with inXile and bring a franchise like Wasteland to our platform, Brian Fargo and the team just doing amazing work, and seeing the progress that we had, we said, you know, what a great way to finish the show.
Now, while I did like the transparency in terms of, hey, look, we're going to have more of these games announcements more often, seeing as there are only 1 or 2 events a year we can do this at, a lot of the stuff is actually stuff I think Phil should have said in a more public way, a more public forum long ago. When he's talking about not wanting to take away your options as a gamer, when he's talking about not wanting to replace devices you already love today. He said these things, but mainly in smaller interviews. I think this thing should be up front and center. A message like this should have been leading the way the whole time. Otherwise, when it comes to unveiling games, you can tell that these guys have a lot of software in development. They have 15 studios now. Unfortunately, they did not announce another one here today, but they do have a lot of software in the works. Many of these studios have more than one team. Now, they actually demonstrated this with Obsidian, a game called Grounded. Pretty much a game where you've been shrunken down, you've got to fight bugs and stuff. You can build things. It's more of a survival type game, but in your own backyard. Again, they confirmed this is a smaller team that had been working on this well before Microsoft bought them, which is good. Speaking of second teams, Rare revealed their new IP with a brand new trailer. Now, the new IP looked interesting on both parts, right? Obsidian and Rare, but I'd be lying if I said that these games didn't look like they were aimed for a younger audience. Now, before I get people freaking out on me, I'm not saying that those games have no place on Xbox. They do. But something I noticed, and maybe some of you may catch it if you rewatch X019, almost every single game looked like it was made with some crayons or magic marker. I'm trying not to sound petty here, but I want something aimed more towards adults, and I get that they could also reveal these things at E3. Maybe they're saving those heavy hitters, those big AAA, gorgeous looking games for the big stage there, but it is just an observation. What looks like kiddie game after kiddie game, when in reality I'm looking for more AAA blockbusters myself. And again, this all comes back to the beginning of the video where I say, hey, it's okay to disagree. Let me know your thoughts about this down below. One thing's for sure, we're not all going to agree. I went in, like my tweet said, with low expectations. I knew pretty much the whole show before it began. That does not mean that I knew what some of these things looked like, and they turned out to look like, the rest of the show, at least in terms of their art direction. Let me know your thought on that. Also, interestingly enough, is all of the new Final Fantasy support, as well as Yakuza games that are coming to Xbox. Not only that, but they are going into Xbox Game Pass throughout 2020. That's absolutely big for fans of those genres. While myself may not care a single bit about any of that, there are some of you out there that would absolutely love to play those games on your Xbox, and now you'll have the option going into 2020. Franchises like Yakuza have never even seen Xbox One before, so that'll be pretty interesting as well. And this kind of falls back into Phil's quote of, look, I'm trying to get new stuff, I'm trying to get these games you guys are talking about, and I think he has proven that, at least to some extent, today. They did also talk about Xcloud at the event, over 50 titles now testable with Xcloud. That's actually really cool. They also talked about the ability to pretty much play every game that you own over Xcloud and things that we kind of already knew. And of course, as predicted, they will bundle Xcloud into Xbox Game Pass, most likely Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So much like PS Now, you'll pay one fee, you'll have access to all of those downloadable games where downloadable. And of course, while out and about or in your house, whatever you're doing, you can also stream all of those Game Pass titles. And that's of course in addition to the console streaming, which lets you stream any game that you own. Quite predictable, but I thought it was quite interesting. Microsoft are already leading the charge with Xcloud in my opinion. They also referenced Project Scarlett for a split second, but only in regards to the Xbox All Access program, which lets you upgrade your console for a low monthly price. If you want to see a video on that, I'll link that down below. I've gone all in detail on that. But yeah, a ton of Xbox Game Pass games, including Rage 2, Witcher 3, and more. Just know that Microsoft are all in on Game Pass. They are definitely investing a ton of money there. And not only did they announce 3 new IP today, but of course we know those teams are in the background working on other IP as well. There was one major fail of the show in my opinion, and that's when Phil Spencer held up the very end of his interview only to talk about In Exile. It kind of seemed like they were building up towards something more than Wasteland 3 there at the very end. I think maybe if you watch it again, you might see it if you didn't before. But it turns out, hey, we're talking about Wasteland, and while some of you were into that, maybe, some people were hoping for something a little bigger in terms of the RPG. It is what it is. I'd like to know your thoughts down below. Plenty of discussion to be had. We're not all going to agree. Guess what? That's perfectly fine. I don't hate you if you liked it, and of course I hope you don't hate me because I really didn't care for it. Even though my expectations were low, I still came back a little underwhelmed, and really it was due to some poor decisions like doing an interview on the little kart racer, for instance. I was really surprised that they spent that much time on a tiny kart racer like that, but hey, I guess they thought the audience was full of kids. But hey, maybe you liked it. Let me know down below. Of course, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Maybe share this with somebody if you happen to care. Subscribe for all of the latest information on Xbox and more. Check the links down below. And of course, I'm Dealer. I'm out.